Welcome back. You're still watching KTN Prime, and we continue with the conversation. That video that you've just watched there is of Alia, of a 61-year-old who, if you remember, during a press conference at the Ministry of Health, stormed in. And of course, she has been arrested just hours before she undergoes a knee surgery. We'll be telling you more about that a bit later. But we want to talk about the issue of President William Ruto's tour of Kakamega and Western region in general. And gentlemen, coming to you, Mheshimiwa Ruku, of course, President William Ruto has been accused of doing early campaigns. Is that so?
That's not true, because we have not seen President William Ruto in his true colors. Because we know him, we have seen him campaigning in the past. We have not seen him in that mood. He's going around the country to unify the nation, to check on the progress of the government agenda, to implement the plan which he promised to the people of Kenya, because there is a manifesto which he campaigned, and he was elected on that manifesto. And there is a plan and bottom-up economic plan, and that is what is going around the country, inspecting and trying to explain to Kenyans. Remember, he's number one explainer, or the person to explain the government agenda before anybody else can do it, before the ministers, before the leader majority and others who are supporting this government can do it. He must be at the front explaining the agenda, explaining the plan. And I think that's what he's doing at the moment in the Western Kenya part of this nation.
Okay.
And we have seen him in coast, we have seen him in other part of the country. Mm-hmm. So he's perfectly within his mandate as the head of state, head of government, to explain to Kenyans exactly what the government plans are. And that's what he has been doing in Western Kenya. But there are those who read politics in it. And I think he has assembled almost the entire of Western Kenya functions, because there are quite a number of functions within the Western region, Western part of this country. We have seen Honorable Musalia Mudavadi, we have seen the Speaker of the National Assembly, we have seen the CS of cooperatives, what is his name? Oparanya, and many other leaders of Western part of this country coming together.
Okay.
And that's a very commendable thing. This is something which we could not be able to see in the past. Western Kenya has always been so divided into many parties and many leaders, every leader pulling on a side. But today we are seeing all of them, governors together, senators together, senior leaders of that part of the world, of this country together. That is a very good sign of building this nation, of unifying this nation. Remember, objective number one as the end of state is to unify the nation.
Okay. Before anything else.
Without unity, this nation cannot progress. And of course, he has a broad-based government, so that Kenya, all Kenyans can feel part and parcel of the government.
Okay, coming to you, Mheshimiwa Salasi, of course, Mheshimiwa Ruku says, apart from driving his agenda, that the president was there to unify the nation. From where you sit, was Kenya ever divided?
I think what the president is just trying to do is to take advantage, because we are having and get some ground, because you remember we only have 1 month to know whether Baba will be the chairman of AUC. And so he wants, by the time he comes back, whether it goes, or he must have some touch with that's from my own revelation, with the ground. But it was purely politics and campaigns, because, maybe from where I sit, my prayers is he should pray maybe that Raila not to get it, because if Raila gets, then Ruto will not be happy, will not be lucky. Maybe I'll explain that one in the next meeting. But what is going to happen, what is happening there was total pure politics. And we'll look at maybe some of the areas that maybe the president has visited. Let's look at Kakamega in general. You look at the place where the president was visiting was in Mumias, and Mumias Sugar, whereby it was giving out the bonus. And you realize that it never involved the stakeholders. And you know, you cannot pickpocket a naked man. And when I asked the question about where this money coming from that you are going to give in the name of the bonus, you realize that I said because we didn't pass this money through the budget. So you say that this money was from the investor. When investor is trying now to stabilize the company, bring the new technology and everything, so you are taking the money that they have paid to the KCB as a rent.
Okay.
So that one again, it means that it was just politics. Look at the roads. We're expecting that when he was coming to Kakamega to finish the projects, like for example the roads that have been stalled for since they came into power, they just only went there to bring another new road, and when you finish this project first, then we start another project. So I think it was just one way to take advantage of the situation. And I don't see that it wasn't just a pure politics and campaigns and talking about populist, and those are the things to talk about being populist, because you want to take advantage of things that doesn't make sense.
Okay.
Yeah.
Before, as you answer that, Mheshimiwa, I mean, the president also talked about his impeached deputy president, that is Rigathi Gachagua, saying he was let go because of incompetence, corruption, and his insistent perpetuation of ethnicity. On the other hand, we are seeing the impeached deputy president hold various meetings in Wamunyoro. Will they have a net effect in the Mount Kenya region? As you respond to him, answer that.
Let's talk on facts.
Okay.
And very serious issues which affect the livelihood of Kenyans. In Parliament, where myself and Mheshimiwa sit, we passed sugar bill, and also we waived the debts for the sugar factories in the Western Kenya. Through the sugar bill which we passed, through the waiving of the debts, this country has been able to produce enough sugar such that Kenya today cannot import any sugar from the COMESA countries. That's something which has not happened for the last 10 years, for a decade. But it is happening with this administration. Number two, through the waiving of the debts and through the passing of the sugar bill, and also the incentive which farmers have been given, plus the fertilizers which this government has ensured it is in every corner of the country, and different types of fertilizers depending on which crop. Farmers in Western Kenya are getting bonus today. We have seen some national leaders like Kalonzo Musyoka asking himself, where is this money coming from? We saw my friend here on Absarasia saying, where is this bonus coming from? And it was not budgeted. But he was in Parliament, he was in the National Assembly, where we passed all these bills, all these policies, framework, so that the people of Western Kenya, who are farmers, who are sugar farmers, can start reaping the benefits of their sweat. And today, they are pocketing their bonus. Today, Kenya is self-reliant as far as sugar is concerned. Okay. This is a very strong economic step moving forward. Seeing that we are not going to use hard currency, our money, to take it to COMESA country, to take it to Brazil and other countries to import sugar, is a step which this administration, President William Ruto, should be congratulated by every Kenyan.
Okay.
And especially the leaders who come from the sugar growing belt.
Like himself.
Starting with Honorable Sarasi.
Right,
he should be the first. He should be the first person to congratulate William Ruto for ensuring the farmers have bonus, for ensuring that there's the factories in Western Kenya are back in operational. Young people in Western Kenya are able to get jobs in some of these factories, and farmers are seeing the benefit of their hard work, which they wake up every day to do. I mean, let's talk on serious thing. Let's not waste time on Gachagua and you know.
All right.
My friend.
Let him respond then to the
Gachagua is
issue of
gone.
sugar. Okay, fine. We move on.
Let me just respond on this matter that is trying to say that farmers are getting bonus. First of all, Mheshimiwa Ruku should understand the Bankruptcy Act that was passed 2013 that stipulates how the company that is under receivership ought to operate. If you ask Mheshimiwa Ruku, when he came, you know, all the Mia Sugar are farmers. We also have the Butali Sugar farmers. Why did he ask, maybe from his action, call upon the West Kenya to also to give the bonus? He didn't do that. He didn't give the bonus to the Butali Sugar farmers, the Chemilili Sugar farmers, the Moroni Sugar farmers, the Sony Sugar farmers, the Busia. Why only Mumia Sugar that you're talking about the farmer? That's just to try to pickpocket a naked man. So there's no anything that maybe you're trying. When you talk about the money that you have been passing, Mumia Sugar has not been receiving money because it's not a government parastatal, etc. So that one I want to refuse.
All right, and still in Kakamega and Western, you know, President William Ruto said that he will trounce his critics into 2027. Should we be talking about 2027 this early, Mheshimiwa? Shouldn't we be talking about development and policies?
You know, my brother here is not telling Kenyans the truth. Mumia Sugar Company, the government of Kenya hold the majority shareholding at 71%. Okay? Then the other bodies which own 17%, 5%, and 3%. So the government of Kenya is the majority shareholder of Mumia's Sugar Company. Anyway, I'm just trying to point out that some of this information is not true. So coming back to you,
we have 4 minutes.
Coming back to you,
yes.
What was your?
He talked about trouncing his critics in 2027. My question isn't it too early to talk about 2027?
It is good to remind all of us that come 2027 we have a general election as per our constitution. President William Ruto is a protection like all of us here. We are in our constituencies on a day-to-day basis, reminding our forces that we will be vying again, probably for member of parliament. Others will be, maybe my brother here want to fight for governor or something like that. So reminding people that we'll be coming back with a scorecard, that this is what I promised, this is what I've been able to deliver, come 2027. There's nothing wrong with that. I don't see anything wrong with that. But as I said at the beginning, President William Ruto has not started campaigning. We know he's a political animal. When he starts the campaign, the entire of the Republic of Kenya and even the region, they will know that politics and campaigns have started in Kenya. And I can assure you, the kind of machinery which the president will unleash in terms of his re-election is something which has never been seen in this country and even in the region.
So there are plans already?
No, there are no plans at the moment, but I know his capacity. From where I sit, I know his capacity, I know his determination, I know he had a machinery in 2022. What we saw in 2022 is nothing compared to what we witness come 2027.
But didn't he start early for 2022? Even as we wind
he
up.
has not started.
He seems like he disagrees with you.
Maybe what I would just say that Mheshimiwa Ruku should not just sit on the national television and lie to the people that Mia Sugar is a government parastatal. Then just to tell about 2020, 2027, you cannot, and this is what I will just remind you, Mheshimiwa, that right now you have lost all the employees who are the civil employees or any person who is on the pay slip and who can see how his payslip has been suppressed. If you'll be voting for you, I don't know if you have lost about like 2 million. Then you lose again another young population votes. So you maybe I think you should remind your president, the way you overrate him, that about the 2027 election. Look at the two dynamics. You lose the young population votes. You lose about the civil whatever. So you lose about
Isn't
Kenya.
he your president?
Huh?
Isn't he your president?
No, we are telling them so to remind to listen. Because now if he doesn't want to listen, then now...
All right, gentlemen, that's a good place
Let me
to
say,
end this conversation.
one day in politics is a very long time.
Yeah.
We have 3 years to the next general election, almost 3 years. It may not be exactly 3 years. A lot of things are going to change. We are going to witness transformation of this country. Plans which this government has put in place happening, rolling out. Because even the problems of these nations have been there for the last 60 years. William Ruto has been there for only 2 years. And we want him to solve all the problems which have been afflicting this country within 2 years. But I can assure you, in another 1-2 years, there will be feasible transformation.
So we should meet and compare notes.
Yes.
All right.
Yes.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Geoffrey Rukumbere, North Member of Parliament, and Peter Salasia Mumias, East Member of Parliament. And I'm Ashley Mazuri. That's how we wrap things up. Have a good night.